Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, the FSB, the Financial Stability Board, an international organization that gives policy recommendation to central banks, is recommending that stablecoins be banned. Now, this story's been out for a little while, and a lot of people on YouTube have already covered it, but I do want to use this story as a jumping-off board into what we're going to be discussing in today's video, which starts with none other than John McAfee. As you guys will know, our resident crazy person basically is living in a Mission Impossible movie, and there is always something crazy coming out of this person's mouth, and in today's video, he tells us that we need to buy peanut butter. Yes, really. No, but seriously, in the article, he makes a couple of points that I want to use to jump into financial policy and talk about Bitcoin and the upcoming halving and the current stock-to-flow ratio predictions for the next couple of years. Oh, and of course, we'll be doing some technical analysis to boot. Guys, a lot of work went into today's video. I just had to spend half an hour messing with my internet because it was making this video impossible to record. I thought for a little while that Google had blacklisted me. It's been a whole ordeal this morning, so if you enjoyed today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. I'd be very appreciative. And before we dive on into it, guys, I do first want to mention the sale running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. That sale will be right over there. That is April 2020. That's for $40 off at checkout. If you want to learn everything you need to know about technical analysis, look no farther because the link is down below. And by the way, our video on TradingView is completely free. You can watch that as a preview to see what the course is going to be like. It's a great video on its own. I highly recommend it. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, Bitcoin finds itself in a rather precarious spot right now. I've been predicting for a downtrend over the last couple of days, and Bitcoin looks like it might be vindicating me. Let's take a look at the chart. Here on the 4-hourly chart, we can really see just how much Bitcoin has been testing our uptrending level of support over the last 3 days or so. We fell down here initially, and we have been riding this level of support for about 48 hours, and over the last 8 hours or so, Bitcoin has been actually retracing and falling below that support level. Now, we haven't had a confirmed breakout yet, and this uptrend can be drawn in many different ways, so I'm not saying that Bitcoin's broken out yet, but it is indicative that Bitcoin wants to. In CT2A, on our videos on support and resistance, and on our video on wedges and pennants, we talk about the importance of where Bitcoin is trading against the level of support and resistance in a consolidation pattern. If Bitcoin is trading very close to the support, there's a pretty good chance that Bitcoin's going to break the support because it's closer, and because that means that the bears are in control because you are testing the support, not the resistance. That's exactly what we're seeing happen here, guys. As we're coming towards the end of this consolidation pattern, Bitcoin seems to be favoring the bearish side. And if you'll remember back to the last couple of weeks, Bitcoin was testing a zone of resistance right here in between about 68 and 7,000. And guess what? Bitcoin is testing that exact same zone of resistance right now, and it can't get through it. We tried to earlier yesterday. It didn't happen. Compound that with the fact that we are about to see that bearish cross on the daily MACD, just as we talked about in yesterday's video, right there, as you can see. And that is a recipe for bearishness. Now, guys, the Dow Jones, the SPY, the stock market in general is bouncing. I'm not going to get into why that is in today's video. I think a lot of it has to do with manipulation by the federal government, more or less. But Bitcoin doesn't have the same support network that the stock market does, that all of these other major financially and federally backed markets do. Bitcoin doesn't have that support network. Bitcoin has us. And we are not necessarily extremely bullish when there's a pandemic going on. One more thing that a few people have been talking about on YouTube, I saw this on Carl's video and he was quoting Crypto Jack. There is currently a consolidation pattern of trend lines, but there's also a consolidation pattern of moving averages. We have our simple 50 and our simple 20 coming in and converging right here, and Bitcoin looks like it's breaking the 20 right now. If you guys have been watching my channel, you will know that Bitcoin has already broken the 20 daily exponential moving average. Now it's trying to break the 20 daily simple. Those are two different moving averages, of course. All in all, guys, there is a chance that Bitcoin bounces off of the support right here and rallies back up to our uptrending level of resistance that we talked about in the last couple of videos. This scenario is very possible, but I'm not putting my money behind the possibility that Bitcoin bounces here. I'm not putting my money anywhere until I see a breakout. If Bitcoin breaks to the upside, I'll trade that. If Bitcoin breaks to the downside, I'll trade that. I'm not trading until Bitcoin confirms a direction. Right now, it looks bearish, but we don't really know that yet, especially with all the unknowns in the market. So just keep an eye on the breakouts. Wait for the volume to come back in. Volume has been tapering off over the last few weeks. Wait for it to spike because volatility is going to return. When it does, we will know which direction Bitcoin is heading. Okay, guys, so like I said, we're going to be brief on this story because a few different people have talked about it, but I do want to use it as a launching point for some of the other points I want to make in today's video. Central banks recommended to ban stablecoins, read the headline. Central banks push for heavy-duty regulation of centralized, privately issued global stablecoins and consider prohibiting decentralized one. Fiat-pegged cryptocurrencies are coming under scrutiny based on recommendations from the FSB. The Financial Stability Board, which is an international organization that gives banking recommendations to central banks all around the world, is recommending that these stablecoins be heavily regulated or outright prohibited. It comprises central banks and finance ministries from the major G20 economics, and the recommendations are to be presented before the audience of G20 countries and reference major stablecoins including USDT, USDC, TUSD, PAX, and DAI. Those are obviously the 5 biggest stablecoins. And even though this has already been pointed out by everyone, I do want to make sure that you know it in case you haven't seen the other videos. Most of the trading volume going on Bitcoin is going through a US dollar tether trading pair or another stablecoin trading pair. Most of the time when you're trading Bitcoin, you're not trading it over real US dollars because then there's more regulation. Okay, so US dollar tether and these other stablecoins are essentially a way of circumventing red tape that is put up by central banks, which is why they're coming under scrutiny. But the fact of the matter is that the vast majority of Bitcoin's volume comes from United States dollar tether trading pairs and other major trading pairs. The top 9 Bitcoin trading pairs by volume are US dollar tether pairs. If stablecoins were to be outright banned, and remember, this is not a United States thing or a European thing, this is technically an international thing, and whatever country decides to follow it can, this would be very disruptive to the cryptocurrency economy. It wouldn't destroy crypto or anything. I mean, you can't ban Bitcoin because it's decentralized, but it would be very disruptive. Not really something that we want to see happen, but honestly, I've been thinking it was going to happen eventually anyway. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. They don't really have a case against Bitcoin, but stablecoins, I can see where they're coming from a little bit. Anyway, moving on, I'm using this story and the next one to lay the foundation of instability that we're seeing in the cryptocurrency market, and I'm going to show you why we need to be actually bullish about that. Moving on. No one knows what will happen with fiat or crypto. Buy peanut butter, says McAfee. I did not say that. My last name is McAfee also, by the way. I am not, I don't think I have any relation to John McAfee. But hey, John, buddy, if I am a long-lost cousin or something, I'll take that yacht of yours. I would love... Anyway, back to the story. John McAfee, and guys, I just love this description. John McAfee, arch-libertarian, tax fugitive, and staunch advocate for cryptocurrencies, is offering 101 survival tips in lieu of investment advice during the pandemic crisis. Podcast host Phil Cunliffe asked, given the enormous pandemic relief fiscal stimulus, the fact that central banks are not even printing money but simply pushing the button to make more money appear effectively out of nowhere, how does that affect your thinking about cryptocurrencies? To this, McAfee responded, nothing like this in the history of humankind has ever occurred, where the entire globe is locked down. I wish I could tell you what was going to happen. I don't know, neither does anybody. I can tell you this, that all fiat currencies will collapse, and then he goes on to predict that he's giving them 2 months. I don't personally think that the entire global economy and banking system and fiat system and everything is going to collapse in the next 2 months, and personally, I do still think that there are better things to be buying right now than peanut butter. Remember, John McAfee was the one that said he was going to eat his manhood if Bitcoin didn't go to a certain dollar value. He was also the one being chased by the CIA. Like I said, this dude is basically living a Mission Impossible movie. Mark my words, place bets on it in the comment section. They're going to make a movie about this dude one day. I promise you they're going to. The reason I bring this up is because, one, it's a funny story and it's entertaining, and we all need a little bit of laughing right now, but also because I want to point out that, yes, there is a lot of economic instability right now, but most of that economic instability is not instability in crypto. Most of that economic stability is in the traditional system. It's in the SPY, it's in the DJI, it's in oil, it's in gold, it's in the Federal Reserve, it's in the banking system, it's in the rest of the world that is not really having a lot to do with Bitcoin, actually. Bitcoin is taking a hit from all of this, but Bitcoin fundamentally is not. The rest of the world is taking a fundamental hit. Bitcoin is actually being fundamentally boosted. Its price action going down is not a bad thing. It's actually a buying opportunity. When the fundamentals are going up and the price is going down, that's a buy signal for investments, and that's what I'm looking at right now. Remember what we said, guys. Bitcoin outperformed every single other market, returned to only 7% down from where it had started. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is starting to correct this week now, and it is still down 20% from where it started. I think stocks are going a lot lower, but Bitcoin, guys, I could see Bitcoin bottoming out somewhere around $5,500. There's many reasons to believe that. Carl pointed out in his video that the golden pocket is sitting down there, sitting right around $5,200. I could see Bitcoin bouncing right there. What I can't see is the bottom being in for the stock market. I think there's going to be another bottom, and it's going to be lower than this one. That's all I'm going to say, but I think it's going lower. On the other hand, this is a very bullish thing for Bitcoin. While I don't think we need to go be buying peanut butter because the world is ending, I don't think buying food and water is the most important thing right now. I mean, make sure you're fed and watered, of course, but there are still reasons to trust in the global economic system. society, this is not anarchy, guys. We're going to be okay. But there's something really exciting going on, and I want to make sure you guys are focusing on it because it's the halving. The halving is coming. There are 25 days, give or take, until the halving, and there's less than 4,000 blocks until that halving occurs. I tried to find the comment and I couldn't, but someone pointed out in the comment section a couple videos ago that when this halving goes through, the mining cost for Bitcoin is going to double, which means that for miners to be in profitability, Bitcoin's going to have to be worth over $7,000. That's part of the reason that Stock to Flow predicts a massive price jump for Bitcoin in the next 24 months. As you guys can see here, Bitcoin fell below the Stock to Flow prediction for Bitcoin's value around $8,500, and ever since then, we've been trying to get back up towards it. Not only are we still far below the Stock to Flow prediction for Bitcoin, we're about to see the Stock to Flow prediction for Bitcoin moonshot up to $100,000. We saw the exact same thing happen during the last halving. The price prediction for Bitcoin based on Stock to Flow is around $450. Bitcoin was trading around $450, a little bit above or below. It jumped to $5,500. Bitcoin rallied to that and 4 times past it. Once all of this bad news is over, I'm not talking short term here. I'm not talking the next month. I still think we could go down to 5,000 for the short term. The rest of this year and on into the next year is going to be very bullish because of this Stock to Flow. Because when all of this is over, people are going to look at Bitcoin and say, wow, all of these problems that just arose in our economy, Bitcoin would have prevented them because Bitcoin is fundamentally designed to stop them from happening. You cannot print Bitcoin out of thin air. You cannot hyperinflate Bitcoin. It's simply not the way that the currency is designed. You can't ban Bitcoin. You can't censor Bitcoin. I just had a message come from one of my friends saying that a bill passed in Virginia where the last time they tried to pass it, 30,000 people showed up to protest. No one was able to show up to protest, and it got passed because no one has the right to protest right now. There are a lot of bad things happening in the world right now, and the more that people start to look at Bitcoin, the more people are going to start to realize Bitcoin is one of the ways that we can protect ourselves from the people at the top who are screwing us over for their own benefit. What is going on right now in the world is one of the worst things that has happened in this entire century. That is true. But for Bitcoin, you need to always look for the silver lining. For Bitcoin, this will be one of the greatest things that has ever happened in its entire history besides it being created in the first place. The last financial crisis, the 2008 financial crisis, birthed Bitcoin. Bitcoin was first mined on January 3rd, 2009. This financial crisis will drive Bitcoin to the moon. Give it 5 years. I guarantee you, you will thank me if you're in Bitcoin. That is not financial advice. Don't sue me. Thank you very much. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before we go, though, I do want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy because, guys, CT2A is a fantastic product, and it is what allows this channel to continue operating the way that it does. There are 35 videos in CT2A. There are nearly 11 hours of content, and there are several new CT2A videos that are about to be updated and uploaded into the course today. Pretty much every single technical indicator video is done. All of those are being updated right now, and most of the introductory videos are done, and the ones that aren't uploaded are being uploaded today. There's a huge update going on behind the scenes with the course, and I want you guys to understand that and get in on that. If you're already in on CT2A, go ahead and watch back a bunch of these videos because they've been updated, much higher production quality, and they've also had a lot of new content added to them. You don't want to miss out on the bull run that's coming in the next few years, and the perfect opportunity to learn technical analysis is when we're all locked in our house, we have nothing left to do other than sit here and watch YouTube videos. Why not watch some videos and teach yourself one of the most profitable skills that you will ever learn, trading cryptocurrencies? If you're going to trade crypto, you need to understand technical analysis. It is the language. If you're going to go into astrophysics, if you don't understand math, you are going to be a terrible astrophysicist. If you don't understand technical analysis, you're never going to be a good trader. If you want to support the channel while also getting access to a fantastic course that nearly 1,400 students have gone through, I encourage you to check us out. The link in the description down below. Remember, guys, our video on TradingView is absolutely free. As a preview, you can watch it and see what the course is going to be like for you. And even if you're not interested in CT2A, it's a great video, and there's so much information in there, I can almost guarantee you're going to learn something valuable, so I'd recommend checking it out anyway. We have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee, and yes, Bitcoin is accepted here. If you'd like, you can join our Discord server down below, talk to some of our students, see what they have to say about the Academy so that you can get a God's honest testimony from some of our students. I highly recommend you doing that. Link for our Discord server is in the description down below. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for this video. Before I go, I really enjoyed this little thing we're doing at the end of the videos where you guys tell me the name of something you like. Let's see. Yesterday, I asked you your favorite animal. Today, I want to ask you your favorite food because I'm about to go shopping and I want to think of something new to eat and hopefully not get sick while I'm doing it. So, yeah, I'd love to hear your take on that in the comment section. What is your favorite food? Let me know. My favorite food right now happens to be Easy Cheese. Get some at a local Publix near you. Just kidding. I already bought all of it. It's out of stock, just like everything else in the grocery stores. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and I would be forever in your debt. But like I said, that is going to have to do it for today's video. Before I go, though, I do first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.